Welcome back to another video. Today we are in the Open Great League, and we have a Shadow Sandslash team with the Azumarill in the Tapu Fini. So trying a double water team, protecting the Sandslash. So absolute bearable lead. That Salazzle is just a core breaker for this entire squad. We're gonna switch out into the Azumarill. We get met with a Trevenant, so hard counter for a bad counter in the back. This C-Block is going to take us out, but we do get a shield, so that is a positive. We're going to go back into our Sandslash here to throw this Ice Punch as soon as possible. This will KO the Trevenant, unless they shield. They do let it go, makes sense. And we're going to switch out into the Tapu Fini immediately, because we do want to avoid those Incinerates. But unfortunately, that Poison Fang did a huge amount of damage. I did not realize that the Poison Fang would do that much damage to the Tapu Fini. I would have thought that it would have done less than that, but I was definitely miscalculating that. I guess this is the Great League, so this is not looking good. We are trying to win this backline with this Tapu Fini, but it doesn't look like this Tapu Fini is going to have a lot of play left. This Salazzle here is the perfect counter for the entire team, but kudos to our opponent right here, playing some interesting stuff. We don't see a lot of Salazzle, so we're not too worried about that, but that was an interesting team, so to speak. They definitely were aware of water types in the back. Alright, Talonflame versus this Sandslash, obviously really bad here. We're going to throw a couple fast moves and switch outs. The switch out ends up being the Azumarill versus the Shadow Shiftry, so not looking good for the backline play here. We are going to have to shield here just to get a shield back. Poliwrath here would KO this Shiftry pretty easily. I would even think it Ice Beam at that range, maybe. But our opponent does end up trying to overfarm, and we do get to another Poliwrath. So we do get both shields out of that situation. They finally are able to throw another move. Now it's interesting. We're going to come back in with the Sandslash, and is this a potential shield? We think that they're just going to throw a Leaf Blade. They do only throw a Leaf Blade. They switch back into their Talonflame. Talonflame does get the one Incinerate off, but we transfer that damage into the Tapu Fini. It looks like we are one fast move away from the Surf, so unfortunately that doesn't go through. We thought we could have survived that if they'd gone for the Flame Charge right there. I guess the win con right there was they go for another Flame Charge. And then we're just going to throw this Ice Punch here just to see what was in the bag. Was there a chance to win this at all? Because it was a pretty hard counter team. The Swampert in the back right there, it does spam a lot. So even though the Tapu Fini would have been doing some good fast move damage, but I think the bulk of Swampert in the back would have been able to beat that. So first two games, not very good, just hard counter. Alright, finally a great lead here. We're not going to throw it on obvious timing. We're going to actually stay in, because this Cresselia isn't so good against our Sandslash either. As you can see, one Drill Run and some Shadow Claws are already taking this Cresselia into the yellow. Next move here, Drill Run potentially to the KO. They've decided to shield. Luckily, we're so close to another move. We're going to get to another Drill Run, so this is going to get a KO or the last shield. They're going to come back in with their Altaria. We're going to switch out immediately into the Azumarill. We kind of want to figure out what was in the back, and that was a great play, because as you can see, this Lantern really good against our back to water Pokemon. So we do bait out the Electric type, and looks like we're going to throw this Poliwrath right here just to chip away at this Lantern. So at this point, it is into the red. We do have shield advantage. We're going to let it go down. We're going to come back in with the Sandslash, but do we throw a move? That's the question. Or we go for the farm down. Let's see what we do. So we have to shield here. Ends up being the Surf Bait. We're going to try to farm down. Ooh, no farm down. So we're going to have to shield here, because we do have a Ice Punch ready. We know they have the Altaria. And this all came down to CAP. Whoever won the CAP was probably going to win the game. Luckily, the Sandslash does win the CAP versus this Altaria. So we do get them to use that energy, and we get their last shield. At this point, all we have to do is go for a Moonblast. This should be GG's. even if they go for a Moonblast, it shouldn't be enough. They were looking for the debuff, which is probably the right play. But I think even with the debuff, this Moonblast from this Tapu Fini would have taken out this Altaria regardless. So GG's to our opponent right there. Just great alignment by our team facing their backline. All right, let's see. Next game, let's see if we can wiggle out of this situation. Okay, Greedent is not necessarily the best, but it's not the worst. They do switch out into the Shadow Poliwrath. Ooh, Shadow Poliwrath, another interesting Pokemon here that is surprisingly pretty good against the Azumarill. So we had to switch into the Azumarill. We get to these play rubs, and Azumarill's a little bit more bulkier. But as you can see, this Shadow Poliwrath using Resistor Skulls is doing quite a number, especially with this debuff. Double debuff coin flip, losing both coin flips right there. So this next play rub doesn't get shielded. Otherwise, we potentially could have gotten 2 shields right there. They go for the Icy Wind debuff right there, and this is not looking good because we only got 1 shield out of that situation, and this Poliwrath knows counter, which is doing heavy damage towards our Sandslash. We are going to throw 1 Ice Punch right here versus this Charge Bug, and then we're going to switch out into the Tapu Fini. I think our only win con here is to call some baits. Hopefully they go for X Scissor. First move goes through is only the discharge, and this is all but over. Unfortunately, nothing to really address the Poliwrath, the Shadow Poliwrath at that. This Greedent is definitely going to be able to farm us down, and we're just going to allow it to go down. So tough game right there. Next, let's see if we can end off on a good win. Obviously, this is kind of a ADV team, and we're just trying to see if it has any play in the league. Tapu Fini looking okay. It's looking okay. It obviously depends on the matchup. So Bastion versus the Sandslash, we're just going to stay in because we are very, very wary of a potential grass type in the max. So we definitely want to stay in with this team, throwing on optimal timing here, and we're going to make sure we try to come out of this situation with some energy, just in case there's a grass type in the back. We all know Bastion potentially could be paired with the Shadow Victory Bell, so that's the reasoning behind staying in, even though we have 2 water types in the back. All right, so moment of truth, they're going to come back in with the Annihilate, and there's the grass type. It ends up being a Trevenant. Trevenant here is going to be able to win this Azumarill, but we're going to be able to get a Play Rough at least. So this is going to put it in range of a Ice Punch. Now they have to throw a move, or we're going to potentially KO. So this next Seed Bomb is going to take us out. We do have the Sandslash. We're going to throw 1 fast move and get to the Ice Punch, take out this Trevenant immediately. Don't want to mess around with this. And then now the Annihilate does counter us down. And do we survive a Shadow Ball from this range? Let's find out. It should. I don't think it's that weak. Okay, so there you go. That's so interesting to me. How does a Shadow Ball take that much damage? But earlier, our Salazzle from that Poison Fang took so much damage. So check out this team if you haven't already, and let us know if you enjoyed the video.